Hi. So today I'm going to talk about something very basic and pretty technical, but something I feel needs to be clear when you are dealing with anything which has something to do with the blockchain. And I'm going to talk about layers. So first of all, let's start from what you know. So you know websites. You know that websites are kind of the end point of a very complicated chain of technologies, and these are basically some servers, so some computers sitting somewhere and delivering the content, and then some software on top of those layers. In most cases that will be Linux server software, or it could be something else, but Linux seems to be the most common. And on top of this, then you have the final app, which could be that's Airbnb, Booking, or Uber, or any website. So you have these kind of layers, and this is an architecture which is like covering 99% of the internet today. It gets of course more complicated than that, but that's the basic. So you have some servers, then you have some software which makes the server run, and then you have some software running on this software, right? Basically, that's the architecture. In blockchain, things are different. Okay, the main difference: there are no servers. There is the blockchain. There are nodes. There are many computers which basically do the same thing exactly. So it's like having, instead of one centralized server, you have many websites, many computers doing some very basic work. Okay, it may seem a small difference, but it's the main building block of the blockchain, and that's what makes the blockchain so interesting, because it allows decentralization. That's one. And on top of the blockchain, other things run. Let's say in our case, that will be the Ethereum virtual machine. So there is software, just like Linux, only that is different and is decentralized. So this software runs on every single node of the network. So again, it's just some software on top of the blockchain, okay? So you have, in our case, nodes, then you have the Ethereum software, which are actually together, but it doesn't really matter in this case. And then you need to have some other software on top of it, right? You can't build directly websites on top of it. You need protocols. Okay, I actually forgot to mention in the other, in the normal architecture, the protocol. So let's go back to that. Sorry. So again, you have the servers, then you have the Linux, server software, then you have protocols. What are protocols in the centralized world? They are, you may have heard about SMTP. This is one of the protocols for email. So you may have FTP, which is the protocol you use to upload stuff on the server, right? And IMAP, so IMAP email again, and the other different protocols like TCP, IP, etc. All stuff you actually don't even need to know if you are just a user, right? So let's go back to the blockchain. We have these protocols. Somebody is building these protocols. They are not even ready now, right? Once these protocols are ready, then people can actually build applications on top of that, websites, apps, right? So where do we stand with the blockchain today? Well, I'd say most of the work is still being done at the Ethereum level, so level or layer, how you want to call it. Like Ethereum is not working yet perfectly. It's still slow and it's still expensive, okay? Same things goes for the Bitcoin network. And then other people are building the protocols on top of that. In our case, that will be Origin Protocol, which is this Californian startup building all these, again, protocols to build on top websites, and specifically in this case, sharing economy websites. So they're kind of building, let's say, the calendars, how to upload pictures, etc., right? And then we come late, as last year, we are going to build the last layer, which is what you're going to see when you actually book a place. Okay, so that's the situation, and we are really behind in that, in the sense that nothing is ready. Not even the Ethereum protocol is ready yet. Okay, it's slow and expensive. That's the main problem. So until this is solved, nothing will actually happen in a decentralized manner. You will see, and we already see interesting projects which are not really decentralized, offering blockchain bookings or blockchain apps, and they are just a very good and first step towards decentralization, but they're not actually yet the real thing. They are only what we can do today, and it's already actually pretty interesting. So that's it. I hope that was an easy or at least understandable explanation. Bye.